Hey guys, what's up? Okay. So, I kind of wanted to talk about my video from yesterday about the I failed. I got so many sweet comments, you guys, saying, you know, you didn't fail. Take it slow. Just like so many awesome, like, reassuring comments. And so I wanted to talk about that. You know, hey, tend the garden now. I didn't fail. I've just really began, you know, because my doctor's appointment wasn't until February. So I was trying to do it on my own in January, which was not smart. Not smart at all. If you have a doctor, you guys, and you're seeing a doctor and a therapist and a counselor and all that stuff, like, don't try to do things on your own. Do it with your doctor, so that way you can be on a plan. Because what I was doing was I was just overly excited about the whole process. About the whole process of tapering off of, you know, the medication. Hey Angel, hey 80s baby 87. Hey, tend the garden now. And so I just, you know, now we're just starting. Now this is the true start of my Suboxone Taper. So yeah, I just left this girl's channel, you guys. And at first I really did not like this girl, right? But the more I watch her, the more I'm starting to kind of like her. The reason I didn't like her at first is because we kind of had different opinions on Suboxone. And y'all know how I am about that. I don't like anybody telling anybody how to recover. And I think a lot of times is people can come across kind of shysty, you know, when they talk about medically assisted treatment and they try to give medical advice like you shouldn't be on it for so many years or whatever. Like, nobody knows how long anybody should be on anything. I only listen to my doctor, medical professionals. So, but I was over on her channel because she had a video up and she was doing a live stream and she was talking about gave her the state when she was in prison. And I was dying because she was in Arkansas too. Like, I knew I had heard her saying she was from Arkansas. And I think she was in like the maximum or the medium security prison here in Arkansas. But she was talking about it and I was asking her, you know, oh wow, did they do this there? Because it's the same all over the place, like at least in the South, of how people are when they're locked up, you know. But hey April, what's up, girl? I don't like, you know, I don't like saying I failed whenever I haven't even really began. So I just kind of wanted to change it up for you guys a little bit and let y'all know that I'm feeling a lot better about my decisions today and that, you know, I'm staying. Yesterday, I only took 8 milligrams, so that was good. But I have 10 in case I need it. Sorry, my lips are so chapped, you guys. So I just wanted to jump on here and talk with you guys for a little bit. So I need to ask you guys some your opinion on some stuff. So I put videos out like every day, sometimes 3 times a day, because I'm just like chilling and I'm like, let me get on and talk to my people, right? Do you think I should not do that anymore? Should I just do 1 video like every other day or like 2 videos a week? What makes you guys enjoy coming to my channel? Is it that I upload so often, or do you think, oh, she's uploading 20 times a day, I don't have time to watch all of these? Yeah, thanks, Tend the Garden Now. I appreciate you. Thanks, Angel. So, what do you guys think? Do you think I should stop? I know. Hey, Frank. Yeah, you guys, that's Frank, the guy that I've been talking about struggling. And Frank, shout out. So Frank messaged me on Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and expose you. And he was like, hey, you know, like there's days I'll come back. And I'm like, man, she's uploaded 17 videos. Hey, girlie, I'm so proud of you. And I'm getting ready to go see my sister after not seeing her for 5 years. I love your videos. Hey, Mandy. Thanks, girl. It's good because sometimes we might miss a video. I'm proud of you. Thank you, Mandy. So, y'all don't mind me uploading a lot, but here's the thing, and I get what you're saying, Frank. is like, there's no kind of like, ooh, is Nicole going to upload? Like, there's no kind of like, you're waiting for the next show to come out. You know what I mean? Because I'm here all the time. Like, I'm just like that. I'm like that boyfriend that will never go away. He's lost his job. He's staying on your couch. He ain't got no car. He ain't got no money. But I'm still here, baby. I ain't going nowhere. This is like my video. This is like a video diary for me, you guys. Like, I use my YouTube channel, you guys, as a way to just like get things out, you know, and talk with you guys and share my experience, and it helps me to stay accountable. That's why I think I come on a lot, because what will be happening, and this is how it is, you guys, and I know a lot of you who are on medically assisted treatment will be able to relate to what I'm talking about. When you're on Suboxone, I hate saying this because I don't want anybody to think that I'm like downing a medically assisted treatment. Like, it saved my life, y'all. Okay. But what happens when you've been on the medication for a while is that you kind of like lose motivation. But I also have hepatitis C, okay? So it could be the fact that my hepatitis C is acting up, and that's why I feel this like lethargy. But it's not even that, like, it's a total like, oh, I just can't move. It's like I'm chilling. I'm chilling, you know, like I don't want to go do anything. I love being at home. But when I was in my addiction, and this could also be that my life was so chaotic while I was in my addiction. I was running and gunning 24/7, 7 days a week. I didn't never stay still for 2 minutes. I was tweaking all the time, you know, cleaning the house, ripping stuff apart. You guys don't ever understand. Like, you know how you would see tweakers that would get like a VCR and they'd take it apart? That was me. Only I was ripping up a mattress, cutting a hole down in it, and just climbing inside the inside of the mattress looking to see if there's anything in there. I was that girl. I would... Y'all don't understand. I ruined so many things because, okay, stuffed animal. There's got to be a device in the middle of the stuffed animal, and I'd cut it right down the middle and gut it. And Neil would be like, what are you doing? There's a recording device in this teddy bear, you know? And there's nothing in there, you guys. I know, I don't miss them either. But, so what happens is, like, now it's like I have this almost like this comfortableness of being at home. And I do things like I go to the grocery store. Me and my son went to the movies yesterday to go see a movie because he was bored and wanted to do something. Today he's got his friend over playing. Okay, girl. Like, I just feel like I've turned into such a homebody. You know what I mean? And I hear so many other people say the same thing that are on medically assisted treatment. That they're just almost like okay with just being at home, you know? And then I have to ask myself, like, well, it's better than being out in the streets. Yeah. You're the same way too? Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better because it's like I enjoy being at home. Hey, Tanya. Yeah, and I do, because it's like this is the first time in my life, you guys, that I've ever had any kind of stability. Where I'm not living on somebody else's couch or in a spare bedroom at someone's house. Like, this is my house. And I'm not going to leave, damn it. You know? For so many years, I was just running around everywhere, you know? When me and my husband met, I was living on a couch in somebody's living room. I literally had backpacks with clothes in it. That's all I had. My car got impounded. I lost everything that was inside of it. And all I had was literally backpacks with clothes and some purses. So, like, living on a couch, you have no privacy. Like, you guys, for real, living on the couch, their 4-year-old daughter was my roommate. Like, she was with me all the time. You know what I mean? But, like, I almost have to ask myself, like, is it just because I'm content? You know, am I content with life? Like, life is not chaos anymore. I'm not jumping from house to house anymore. I'm not getting kicked out because people are like, girl, you got to go. And it's not because I didn't pay people to live at their houses, you guys. I paid top dollar to stay on couches. Y'all would have loved me back in the day. I'd pay you $300-400 a month just to sleep on your couch. Because I wanted a place where I could go every night, do my drugs, and be high. You know what I mean? And because I had been in a stage before that where I was like, where I had my own place and I would get so alone, right? I would get so alone in my own place, and it was this little itty-bitty one-bedroom efficiency in this high-rise, right? That I would leave my door open, right? And God and everybody could just come in and be in there with me. Okay. And I will never forget, you know, how pathetic, how lonely, how starved for attention that I was. Like, I wanted anybody that could come around me to be around me. Because you know why? You know why? Because I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be alone with me. I didn't want to have to think about how I've shot dope for years, and now I've got to the point where I'm basically, you know, trading myself for drugs. So I didn't like being alone with myself because I would think about those things and it would hurt. And then I would just want to get high and cover it up, you know? And it's like a vicious cycle of just doing all that, you know? Now, well, I stay busy with housework and stuff like that. You know, mom life. I mean, I can't say that I'm not like, there's always something I could be doing. But I love coming on here and talking to you guys because it just helps me. Helps me. So, anyway, I just wanted to pop on and talk to you guys about that damn Suboxone Taper. So, it's official. I've officially started with my doctor. And yeah, somebody commented, I guess because I'm like eager and positive about doing it, it's not that easy, is it? Well, you know what? Just because I want to have a fucking positive attitude about it doesn't mean it's not going to be easy. I'm sure nothing about withdrawing from a medication is going to be fun. But I don't have to make it a horrible thing. You know what I mean? And it's going to fucking take me a year to get down to that point. So I'm not even trying to rush things. I'm chilling like a villain. I feel like the more people that start coming around to my channel, the more I get comments that are just kind of like, I don't know, they're not mean, but they're just kind of like, almost like they're waiting for me to fuck up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for 3 years. I'm not going to fuck up now. I enjoy my life that I have today, you know, and I'm grateful for all of you guys that stick around and just kick it with me. So, anyway, that's what's been going on in my mind. I just wanted to pop on and like kind of shoot the shit with you guys. I hope all y'all are doing really, 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 really good. I might just start slowing down a little bit on my videos, but I can't. I might start, what I'll start doing, you guys, thanks, Tanya. Angel, it's crazy. Like, okay, Angel, did you come over from Miss Analyzer's channel and that whole drama? Did you find me through that or through Robbie? I feel like I don't know. Anyway, I have been watching like some other communities on YouTube and how they just like attack one person. And they just steadily attack that person, steadily attack that person, steadily, like, it's like they're almost trying to get them to just, like, not ever come back to YouTube. In fact, And I know a lot of people don't like this girl, and I don't have any bad experiences with her, so I don't know. But there's a girl in our community named Nikki, and a whole bunch of people are trolling her and just saying horrible things to her. Okay, I thought I saw you from over there. I couldn't remember, though. But it's like, okay, I don't understand, like, this whole... It's like a mentality that we have to gang up, right? Like this, everybody gets on one side and push, 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 push. It's like, why can't we all just like who we like? And it's, I don't need backup. That's what the thing with me. If I don't like somebody, I don't need anybody to not like them with me. I got this. I got this. You know what I mean? And I usually don't just like anybody for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, you got to fuck me over for me to not like you. And usually if that happens, I'll just cut you off. I will just cut you off. That's it. You are dead to me. You are no longer in my life. No, I'm a Pisces. I am a fucking loyal ass bitch. I will not let people come up in here. Like, if I saw somebody over somewhere else being mean to somebody and then they come in here trying to act like they're cool, go. We don't want that over here. Hey, Jessica. We don't want that negativity over here. You know what I mean? Water. Also, you guys, the thing about it is we got to treat other people like we want to be treated. Okay? If I'm doing wrong to you, you know, if I'm hurting others, then I'm going to be hurt, you know, and I've learned that. I've learned that. All the things that I did in my active addiction, you guys, I feel like basically what's happened is karma has came back and whooped my ass for a lot of that shit. All that stealing and that criminal behavior, I paid for all of it, believe that. I just got out of the shower. I'm sure you guys can tell. I'm going to put my face oil on because I love this oil. It makes my skin so soft. Have any of you guys been to jail or prison? I wonder how much of my viewers have been to prison. I think most of you guys are just in recovery or suffering with the disease of addiction, huh? Y'all should have seen the video I did the other day. We had like 30 people on a live stream. It was so much fun. That's what I like. I love it when you guys are like all commenting. Yeah. And everybody's like getting into it, and I'm telling some stories, and we're kikiing. Y'all are like my best friends. Isn't that lame? And my husband's like, okay. And my husband's like, I know he's like listening to me going, she ain't got no friends. Oh, thanks, Tanya. I'm so glad you're here. I remember you, though. You've talked about that before in here. You know, when you have a loved one who's on drugs, you guys, it's hard. It is so hard. Believe me, I know. I know I was a drug addict, but I know I have had people in my life who I cared about who were on drugs. And it's, when I was in active addiction, it wasn't a big deal, you know, because I was like, hey, let's get high together. But then when you get sober and you see those people struggling, it hurts. Because, well, it hurts and then it makes you mad, right? That's right, Tanya, because you're like, in the mind of a regular person, when you look at an addict, right, and you see all the selfish, self-seeking, chaotic, dramatic behaviors that they're doing, self-destructive, you think, wow, they're choosing to do that. You think, you know, they're doing that because they want to do that. And that's how a lot of people feel, right? But, you know, the disease of addiction is a brain disorder. It's like having an obsessive compulsive disorder. And whenever you take drugs or alcohol into your body, you don't know if you have the disease until you take those substances into your body. Okay, when you take those substances into your body, it sets off a reaction. And some people have the disease and some people don't. It's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like you could have two people who eat like pizza and sugar and donuts and milk with chocolate and swirls, and you got two people who eat like shit together. They just eat. And one of them gets diabetes, but the other one doesn't. But they both ate the same exact things together. Just how the addiction is. You can have two people who take the same drugs, who do the same behaviors, and one of them will be an addict and the other one may say, fuck this, I'm not doing this shit no more. You know what I mean? But it's that obsessive, it's the obsession that takes over in the mind. It's totally it's just crazy, you guys. It's so, it fascinates me. My daughter leaves and doesn't let me see what's going on. And luckily this time she has left me, my granddaughter. Tanya, thank God. Yeah. So when you have, so I'm glad that she left her daughter with you, because listen, when we have kids and we're taking them through addiction with us, that's never going to result in good shit. It's, I have had that happen to me so many times where my friends, before I had my son, would have kids. And when they had their kids and they would bring them with them, I would think in my mind, I would never do that. Oh my gosh. I would never take my son to the drug dealer's house. Oh my gosh. Well, let me just tell you, when I had my son, I took him to the drug dealer's house. Because you know what? I didn't have nothing else to do with him. So I took him with me. Because in my mind, I was like, well, he's with me and he's safe. You know, but that's not how it is. I was putting him in harm's way. And now that I'm sober and my mind is in the right place, I know that was not the right thing to do. But when I was in addiction, my perception was not the same as it is now. So what made sense to me then doesn't make sense to me now. Like, I know that shit's not the right thing to do. But back then, it made complete sense. You know, I didn't want to dump my kid off with my mother-in-law. I didn't want to dump him somewhere else. So I took him with me everywhere I went. You know what I mean? It's called the yets. That's what that's called. It's called the yets. The list of things you said you're not going to do, and then you went down the list and you did them all. That's called the yets. There's, in the big book, it talks about how the disease of addiction is cunning, baffling, and powerful. Okay? It talks about how the disease of addiction is a chronic illness, that it gets worse, never better. It's progressive. And as you go into your addiction, the farther you get in your addiction, the worse it gets. And so all those things you said, oh, I'll never shoot up. 10 years down the line, you're sticking a needle in your arm. You know, hey, Avalon. Or, I'll never give a blowjob for some hydrocodones. Hey, Johnny, you need a blowjob? I mean, that's just what it is, y'all. It's what it is. And it's it is demoralizing. That's what they say. It says incomprehensible demoralization. You lose all dignity and all respect. Because all you care about is that dope. And so that's where the sad part about it is. The sad part about it is that incomprehensible demoralization. It's like, I don't want to do that. I hate this. What's this book? The Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, Tanya. It is the bomb. It teaches me so much every single day that I read it. What it is back in 1934, Bill W. and his best friend Ebby decided that they were going to get or Ebby decided he was going to get sober, right? And so he went out and he found religion. He came back and he told Bill about it. Bill, I found religion. This is what I've been doing. And Bill was like, I'm not getting into all that religion stuff, you know? So he was thinking, I think this is probably what Bill did. He was probably like, you know what? I need some science to back this up. So he went and got a hold of this doctor named Dr. Silkworth. And then, because Bill was an alcoholic, y'all. He was in and out of rehab, in and out of the crazy house. Yeah. What? I guess. Or is she in my room? Go look in my room. See if she's watching TV. He was in and out of the crazy house. He was in and out of alcoholic sanitariums, is what they called them back there. Rehab after rehab after rehab. His wife was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. You know, but she loved him. She wanted to support him. You need to get it. It's just called, just look up, Google Alcoholics Anonymous, the big book. And you can probably buy it online, easy. So, and what it is the step, it teaches you the first 5 chapters are the doctor's opinion, which is the doctor talking about the disease of addiction, Bill's story on how he turned into an alcoholic. He was actually in the war, and when he came back from war, he started drinking a whole bunch. And he knew that drinking wasn't good for him and that it would take him down there, but he didn't know he was an alcoholic. And so, y'all, when I say he was drunk, he would drink all day and all night. And he met Lois, he married his wife, and then he started working for the stock market, the stocks, okay? Doing real good, making money. He was a regular salesman. He could sell stock to anybody, going all over the United States with his wife. And he started becoming a drunk. And so she was like, man, what am I going to do? He's a drunk. So she got a job working for Dillard's, some department store like that, trying to keep their family afloat because he was getting fired from all of his jobs. He would go and he was just getting screwed up. Well, then his best friend Ebby went and got sober. And Ebby got sober because he started kind of like going to church and like finding Jesus. But he was also like doing some one-on-one talking with other alcoholics about alcoholism. And that's when they all decided, like, let's write this book about, you know, the disease of alcoholism, and let's see if we can help others. And so I don't know how it went, kind of like that, you know, but they wrote the book, and now it's like what people use all over the world to work the 12 steps, you know, and the 12 steps don't always work for everyone because not everyone works them. Like a lot of the time when somebody will say, well, the 12 steps didn't work for me, I don't believe in that. Well, it's because they didn't try. If you combine the 12 steps with therapy, counseling, and whatever else you want to combine it with, it will change your life. It's a design for living. But I love reading the book because it really teaches me a lot about my disease. So yeah, you'll like it. It's got good stories in the back about different people's lives and their experiences with addiction. It talks about alcohol, it talks about pills, it talks about sedatives, it talks about all kinds of stuff. So it's got all kinds of different information about how family members of alcoholics can handle it, wives of alcoholics. It's just great because alcoholism and addiction is the same. The substance is just different. That's all. So it's really awesome. But let's talk about the yets. Okay, so I think all of us that have been in addiction have had those yets where we're like, you know, yeah, so I'm on drugs, but I'm not going to do this. You know, we kind of like Frank was saying, we set up a list of the things that we're not going to do. And we mean it. We mean it, you guys, that we're not going to do those things, right? We really do with all of our hearts. But see, that was when we were of sound mind, when we made that list, right? Then what happens is the drugs take hold and we lose our minds. Right, okay? And so whenever we make the decision to break those yets, that's because the drugs aren't making this decision for us. You guys, drugs and alcohol are fucking powerful. Powerful. Okay? I'm telling you that when someone is under the influence of drugs or alcohol, it can make them choose, it can make a mother choose drugs over her baby. And you know how strong a mother's love is. I mean, when whoever made alcohol and drugs, they knew what they was doing when they made those. This dates back to, well, back in the day when Indians and stuff were running the, Indians and pilgrims were around. I mean, alcoholism and addiction goes, it's been around forever, since people were alive and figured out that they could use substances to change the way they feel. You know, I wish that, you know, I wish that we didn't want to change the way we felt. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, is that some of us are just, we don't feel good about ourselves in the inside. And that's also, Tanya, that's also what the book talks about, is how, you know, your daughter, she has a spiritual malady. She's got a void that she's trying to fill inside. Whenever I talk to parents who have kids who are on drugs, I always try to tell them, you know, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. If you raised your kid in a loving environment and you did everything you could to be a good parent, it's not your fault. You know what I mean? Well, and so it runs in the family. There you go. It runs in the family. And then especially for us girls, like when we don't have a father figure in our lives, a lot of girls who don't have that, you know, we long for that. You know, it's hard, you guys. People are such complex. Human beings are so complex. And there's really not any one answer to why these things happen, you know, but they do. And now the only thing we can do is do our best to help people to get better, you know. When I think back to when I was younger, I think about my childhood. My parents were married, great parents, good family. Never wanted for nothing. Always had mom and dad around. My dad he worked a lot, but he was around for the most part, you know. Yeah, that's what my mom did, Tanya. My mom, you know, she just started praying over me. She had to put me out and, excuse me, she put me out and I had to fend for myself, but she couldn't enable me anymore, because here's the thing. It wasn't healthy for her. It was causing my mom and dad so much heartache, you know. And so when it starts affecting your life, my decisions started affecting their life. And that's not fair. And you don't have to live like that. And that's when you got to set that healthy boundary and say, babe, you know, I love you, but I'm not going to play your game anymore. You're either going to get better and get help, or you can go on down the road and keep on doing what you're doing. Eventually, what's going to happen, hopefully, we pray, that she will get to a point where it's just gotten to the point where she's like at the end of her rope, you know, and she's gotten enough bad consequences that she's going to want to change. But what's happening now with heroin is that people aren't getting a chance to change because they're going out and doing heroin and they're dying. So then we ask ourselves, do I step in? Do I make them go to treatment? And I'm going to tell you this. I have seen families who have stepped in and have gotten their kids and made them go to rehab. paid for it and everything, and then the kid came out and went right back to it. So it really has to be the person's decision to make a change, right? I don't ever recommend families go chase down their kids, you know? Because it's just going to... But, you know what? I've also seen families chase down their kids, get them, and then them change their life. I've seen it both ways. It's just so... Everyone's circumstance is different, you guys. Everyone's circumstance is different. I mean, what we hope to do is we hope to influence and plant a seed. Like, hey, you don't have to live like this anymore. Hey, let's make good choices. You know, we try to raise our kids to make good choices, right? Did he get sober, Angel? Or did he go back out? It's so hard, you guys. It's so hard. Believe me, I understand. Every time I went to treatment, yeah, it just takes time. It takes time. Everybody's different, you know. It takes time for the person to get that just right ass whooping and want to change. It's hard. You know, I've seen... do I know anybody that's gotten sober the first time? I know a few people that have gotten sober the first time and stayed sober. You know what I mean? But I don't know a lot of them.